Jacksonville getting set for the Jaguars and the Washington Redskins. Let's find out what's going on down on the field. Here's Nichelle Turner.
Hey, Sam, a little cold down here today, but you mentioned this is a field of dreams for Rex Grossman. He's 3-0 as a starter when playing here. He did in college, and he told me he is so excited to get back here today. He says that this is a stadium he loves to play in. He remembers the rivalries of yesteryear, if you will, and he also said that he hopes that he can come out of here 4-0. He knows it's Gator country. He hopes to get a splattering of applause when he plays, but he says he realizes that most of these fans here allegiance today is to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Nichelle. He'll get that smattering of applause from his family. They'll be here.
They're all here.
They'll be cheering for him.
You know, I talked to him this morning leaving the hotel, and the first thing he said when he came out is he said, I hope it's not too windy today. But one thing that I think is going to help him is he said it was really windy up in Washington all week during the week of practice, and as you guys have already stated, he's got great confidence in this venue.
And you see the wind. The wind swirls inside the stadium, but it is a strong wind today. The Jaguars won the coin toss. They have elected to defer to the second half, so the Redskins will receive the opening kickoff. Redskins at 5-9, the Jaguars at 8-6. Jaguars still alive in the playoff race in the AFC. They're even with Indianapolis, but they need help now. Josh Scobie kicks it off, and here we go. Brandon Banks at the 9. He's got a wall of blockers, and he breaks through. And a good return by Banks, and a couple of flags come flying in. Banks got up to the 40-yard line, and we will check out the flag. Jerome Boger is our referee.
He's yelling for a face mask.
Personal foul, tackling by the face mask. Kicking team, number 10. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Washington.
That's on the kicker, Josh Scobie. So,
well, that's an area. You look at, here's the face mask right here as Scobie grabs Brandon Banks. And that's clear that he grabbed it and turned his head. But I'll tell you, a big reason why Jacksonville, Sam, is 8-6. Their special teams have been outstanding, whether you're covering or returning. And start this game, obviously, on their heels with giving up real good field position. Then the penalty on top of it.
30-yard return, 15-yard penalty. Redskins start from the Jaguars 44. Ryan Terrain, the running back. Rex Grossman, the quarterback. And Rex still has it. Being rushed, and he throws. And it is caught by Chris Cooley, the tight end. And it looks like he's got just enough for the first down.
We've got a flag down on the other side of the field.
Yeah, flag on the far side. And we will check that. Here's the lineup for the Redskins. You see their offensive lineup coming in, Tim.
Yeah, Terrain's got it going pretty good recently since coming back off that hamstring. Rex with the 4 touchdowns last week was really impressive. Penalty decline. Now, Trent Williams is the future star of that offensive line. Keep your eye on the right tackle, though. Jamal Brown, Sam, who had been playing well, out today, scratched out of this game inactive. There's Stephon Heyer, his replacement.
The penalty was offside Jaguars. It was declined. First down Redskins, and getting rid of it was Grossman as he was really pressured and really hit. Jeremy Mincy, number 94, and Tyson Alualu, the tackle, both in there pressuring Rex Grossman. Check out the Jaguars in their 4-3. They love the 2 tackles, the young tackles inside.
Playing great. Now, those defensive ends are going to have a big challenge with all the bootlegs in this game on the edge. We've already seen 2, the first 2 plays. Darryl Smith is the heartbeat of this defense at linebacker. Secondary, big shot in the arm today getting Courtney Green back.
Short drop, Grossman throws wide of Santana Moss. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Redskins. Without Jamal Brown, Stephon Heyer on the right side. What are your thoughts on the protection that Rex needs in this game to be effective?
Well, you're going to see these guys move the pocket a lot, the Washington Redskins. We already saw 2 bootlegs with Rex Grossman. I think one thing about Rex and versus Donovan, and a lot of sacks coming into this game, Rex will get the ball out. He is certainly, to me, watching him last week, more comfortable in the offense in terms of the decision making. So to me, it's as much about him getting it out, Sam, on time.
Out of the shotgun, the rookie Keelan Williams in the backfield. Grossman gets time, throws to Williams, and he is wrestled down at the 30-yard line. Let's see what the Redskins elect to do here. Field goal kicking unit comes on. Graham Gano will attempt a long field goal. This will be 48 yards. Gano 22 for 32 this season. And a season long of 49 yards. A lot of wind in this stadium.
It's going from his right to left across the field. It's the direction the wind's blowing right now. You see the ribbons on top of the goalpost.
Sam Pelescu, the holder. The snap good, the hold good, and the kick is good. A 48-yard field goal for Graham Gano to start it off for the Redskins. They lead it 3-0. Tim, what should we look for early in the game?
Well, there's a couple of keys that we need to keep our early eyes on. Rashad Jennings running the football. We all know that it's about the running game. They ride the running game to wins. Big story for him. Defensive substitutions. Injuries at every level of the defense for the Washington Redskins. One healthy safety today in Macho Harris, and then the special teams advantage for the Jacksonville Jaguars. As I said earlier, a big reason why they've won 8 games. The Redskins have already neutralized that, at least early on, with that nice return.
Gano kicks it off. Deji Kareem, the rookie out of Southern Illinois, who's long this season, 65 yards. And he's brought down just short of the 25-yard line. Check out the Jacksonville Jaguars, led by David Garrard in his 9th season out of East Carolina. And you see his wide receivers and backs.
Yep, Jason Hill getting the start today over Mike Sims Walker. He hasn't been here long, came over from San Francisco after being waived. Mercedes Lewis, really, really good. You look at the offensive line, Manawai is the reason they've been able to really run the football. Having him back healthy has been a huge key.
Maurice Jones-Drew is down today, inactive. This is Rashad Jennings on first down, strong runner. Good, powerful run. As Tim mentioned, he's 230 pounds, runs hard. Redskins, it's all about injuries on defense.
Yeah, Adam Carricker is the only guy that's been a starter for most of the season. The other 2 guys, Anthony Bryant, this is his 2nd start. Bonnie Holiday's been around a long time. Andre Carter getting the start for Arakpo at outside linebacker today. They're still led, though, Sam, by London Fletcher. And this is where their biggest issues have been, especially down the middle. You see Kevin Barnes is a corner that's happened to play safety today. 2nd
and 2 tight ends in. Zach Miller along with Mercedes Lewis. Jennings carried and he's stopped. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 up at the 34-yard line. Kevin Barnes made the tackle. Jim Haslett is the defensive coordinator, and what a job he has in front of him today.
Well, they're a mash unit, Sam, and it's going to be hit or miss when you talk about which guys they have out there, because guys have just been promoted up from the practice squad. They're going to be playing in this football game today.
Right.
They were the worst defense coming in most of the year. Now with all the injuries, it's going to be interesting.
Quarterback sneak by Garrard, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down. He does. Good blocking in the middle of the line. Manawai, the guard. Meester, the center. Waneri, the other guard. At times, for David Garrard, in the wins, he has been brilliant.
Yeah, how did he look against Dallas?
His quarterback rating was 119. Yep. In the losses, his quarterback rating is around 59.
Yeah, I remember he missed the game earlier and then came back against the Cowboys and almost played a perfect game when you looked at his rating.
2 tight ends. Greg Jones is the fullback. And Garrard to put it up. He's got time. He's got an open man. He overthrew it and it's intercepted. Brought back by Carlos Rogers. Rogers down inside the 20. And already mistakes creeping in for Jacksonville. And the Redskins taking advantage here.
Well, watch Lorenzo Alexander, and he is going to reroute Zach Miller. And when I say reroute, get your hands on him, screw up the timing. David Garrard was looking to the flat early and then to the corner route late. Zach Miller wasn't there, and it was a bad overthrow from Garrard. Interception by Carlos Rogers. But a big part of that really was Lorenzo Alexander screwing up the timing of that route with the reroute of the receiver, the tight end.
2nd interception of the season for Rogers from the 18. Ryan Terrain tries to get outside and boom! Takes a hard hit from Courtney Green, who missed the last 2 games with a shoulder injury. The 2nd-year safety out of Rutgers is a hard-hitting player.
Brings a physical presence. Take a listen.
That is one big pop.
And I think we're going to see a lot of that today because the Redskins are a perimeter run team. I mean, they love to run that zone play, but Shanahan notably has run the zone cutback. They love to stay outside here in Washington.
Good 7-yard gain on first down. There's Terrain inside. Flag on the play as Terrain gets down to about the 11-yard line. Rasheed Mathis, the cornerback, came up to make the tackle. And we'll check out the flag. So it's been a great start for the Redskins.
Offside. Defense, number 92, lining up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down, Washington.
That's the rookie defensive end, Austin Lane, called on the penalty.
Boy, they got a lot of youth on this Jacksonville defense, don't they? I mean, we were talking to Daryl Smith the other day. I said, you're surrounded by kids. And he is. I mean, you look at the front end, you look at the back end. Got a lot of young guys contributing. Some good picks by Gene Smith, the general manager.
First and goal, Redskins at the Jaguars 7-yard line. Terrain, there's a big hole there. And he is brought down as he gets to the 3. Good run inside. Austin Lane made the tackle on Ryan Terrain, who's had a good season for the Redskins. He really stepped in. Clinton Portis went down with injuries, and Terrain has stepped up and been a good running back for them.
Look, I know Shanahan loved him in Denver when they got him out of Arizona State. He's just never been able to be healthy. And that was part of the problem this year. I mean, he was running good, then had the hamstring, and since he's come back, he's been lighting it up.
Wildcat formation. Rex Grossman lines up wide to the left side. It's Brandon Banks taking the snap, handing to Terrain, and he drives inside the 2, just short of the 1-yard line. Jeremy Mincy making the tackle.
I'm not so sure Brandon Banks couldn't have just kept that himself and scampered around the corner for a touchdown. It's the old zone read, reading the defensive end, but I don't think Mincy could have been right either way there if Brandon Banks would have just held on to the football.
Keelan Williams, the rookie back out of LSU, is in, replacing Ryan Terrain. Third and goal. Grossman looking, throwing, and it drops short. There's a flag on the play deep in the end zone.
I think they got Kirk Morrison. I think they got Kirk Morrison on a little double move on Santana Moss.
Let's see. They're talking it over. Was the pass tipped at the line of scrimmage?
The pass was definitely tipped at the line of scrimmage. Now, was there contact before the ball was tipped? And if there was, it will be illegal contact or defensive holding rather than pass interference. Once the ball is tipped, all pass interference is nullified at that point.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact, defense, number 55, 5-yard penalty. I'm sorry, half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
First and goal inside the 1. Check this out.
There's Moss. That's almost a triple move. Whoa, whoa.
Sellers in at fullback. 2 tight ends. And Grossman throws, touchdown, no! It was dropped by Cooley. He was all alone, nobody around him, the ball was in his hands, and he dropped it.
Busted coverage by the Jacksonville Jaguars. You think of Cooley, think of his slow start, Sam, over the last couple of games. He wanted it so bad, and here's the bust. I mean, you got nobody that's covering Cooley. He's had 1 touchdown in the last 9 games.
He won't have an easier catch than that.
1 touchdown in the last 9 games. Pressure got to Cools that time.
Second and goal. Grossman still got it. He's got a man. Touchdown, Redskins, as he completes to Fred Davis, the tight end. What a start for the Redskins. The Jaguars have been mistake-prone. They've taken penalties that have given the Redskins good field position. They turned the interception into a touchdown. And the Redskins, pending the extra point, are going to have themselves a nice start to this game. Graham Gano for the extra point. And it's 10-0 Washington.
He had both of these tight ends. I mean, if both tight ends were open, Rex holds it late. Fred clears, touchdown.
You can't take that gator out of Rex Grossman.
Look at that.
He threw the touchdown pass, his 5th in the last 2 games. And the man who's played so well on this field when he was with the Florida Gators, 3-0, has started off well.
And he knows, and we talked to him the other day, he knows these next 2 games. He said, I got 8 quarters, and it's all my Super Bowl to prove to another 31 teams and the Redskins that I can play at the highest level.
Short pop-up kick is grabbed and brought back to the 30-yard line. That's the fullback, Brock Boland, who caught it and returned it to the 31-yard line. Jaguars have to mount a comeback. Jaguars, with a loss last week at Indianapolis, no longer control their destiny. They need to win and get Indianapolis to lose either one or both of their games remaining. Indianapolis at Oakland today, expected to be windy and rainy there. Jaguars from the 31. Rashad Jennings, maybe a yard on the play. Andre Carter comes up to make the tackle.
Think of the pressure on this kid, Rashad Jennings, today. A 7th-round pick. He's in year number 2. Had his first 100-yard game a couple of weeks ago, Sam, against Oakland. And when you're a Jacksonville Jaguar, and I'm sure Jack Del Rio told him this, we win with our running game. And in most places it's the quarterback. We win with our running game. Maurice Jones-Drew right there, who is the number 2 running back in the league, has been their bell cow. He's put it on this young kid and said, basically, go win it for us.
On 2nd and 9, draw play to Jennings, and gets a couple of yards up to the 34-yard line. Maurice Jones-Drew, one of those just wear you down backs. He's had 299 carries already this season, over 300 last season. 2nd in the NFL in rushing yardage. You see the 10-yard rushes, 100-yard games. He had 6 in a row before last week when Indianapolis held him to 46 yards. So he's just the workhorse back.
And most of it between the tackles. He's the little big man.
There's a 3rd and 7 for the Jaguars. Gerard waits, and the pass goes through the hands of the tight end, Mercedes Lewis. So it's 3 and out for the team that has the fewest 3 and outs in the league.
That's a great point. You know why they have the fewest 3 and outs? Because they run the rock and they pound the rock with Maurice Jones-Drew.
That's only the 15th 3 and out for the Jaguars this season. A couple of drop balls. They usually don't drop passes either. There's Brendan Banks back deep. Adam Podlesh to punt it away. Banks, room to return. Got away from 2 men. Flag on the play. Another flag goes down. Banks brought down at the 36-yard line. And we'll check out the 2 flags. 6-yard return by Banks as Rex Grossman comes back onto the field. We talked to Rex earlier in this week, and as Tim mentioned, he is showcasing his talents in these 3 games. Last week, had a strong finish against Dallas.
Receiving team, number 25. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Washington keeps the ball. First down.
That's on Kevin Barnes for the illegal block in the back. Redskins will start from the 24, but they lead 10-0. This is a good holiday Sunday, resting after all the dinners and the celebration and the gift. We've got a doubleheader today, 2nd game, our America's Game of the Week. Most of you will see the Giants and the Packers. Some will see Seattle at Tampa Bay. Redskins from the 24, 3rd possession. Ryan Terrain cuts upfield and works his way up to the 29. Let's check out what's happening in St. Louis. An update from Kurt Menefee.
Well, it's simple, Sam. Rams went out, they win the West. A pass interference gave them the ball at the 1-yard line. Steven Jackson cashed in on it. They lead the 49ers 7-0 late in the first quarter. Sam, Tim, and Michelle.
Thank you, Kurt. St. Louis, Seattle, both 6 and 8. San Francisco must win to stay alive. If they lose, they're out.
5 wins and still alive. Whoa.
Sellers, the fullback. Terrain, the running back. Terrain trying to get outside. Slowed down, brought down. Yard loss on the play. Back to the 29-yard line. Darryl Smith, the leading tackler on the Jaguars, number 52, comes up to make the tackle. We had a great chat with Darryl. We asked him about Christmas presents as a kid. Said he always wanted a BB gun
and a go-kart.
And a go-kart. Never got either one. He got clothes.
Yeah, how many of us have those stories? I always wanted a motorcycle, and every year my dad would go, vroom, vroom. Never happened.
There's a big third down play. 3 wide receivers in. Pressure, Grossman steps up. And it's off the hands of Cooley, incomplete. A late blitz from Kirk Morrison, the middle linebacker, puts some pressure on Rex Grossman.
And the middle was wide open. Rex does a great job of stepping up, and then look at the middle of the field. Some man coverage, Chris Cooley on an in cut, ball a little high. Now he slipped as he was going to get that football, but that's 2 drops now by Cooley.
Sam Pelescu punts it away. Mike Thomas, who had a return for a touchdown last week in Indianapolis, is brought down at the 35-yard line. 38 degrees when this game started. Coldest game ever in Jacksonville Jaguars history. They're down 10-0.
You see Jim Haslett there, the defensive coordinator. Look how puffy his pockets are. See that? Yeah, he's got a couple of rolls of duct tape in there, Sam, as he's keeping this defense together. Half their defense is down with injury. 14 yards and an interception in 2 possessions. Pretty good so far.
Garrard, third pass of the game, and the first one that was caught. It's caught by the fullback, Greg Jones, but it goes for no gain. And the Redskins, to this point, have played an inspired game. Jaguars' first possession ended in an interception, and their second possession was 3 and out.
And David Garrard has got to get the ball to Mercedes Lewis. I think you look at the tight end. He leads the team in touchdowns with 9. He, to me, is a Pro Bowl tight end. And if you look at the Redskins and how limited they are at safety right now, you got to start creasing them. You got to start hitting them right down the seams in the middle of the field.
Zach Potter, second tight end, is in. Garrard pressured. On the move, he completes to Potter. And he is knocked down at the 45-yard line. It looks like he's going to be just a little short. There's a flag on the play, and they'll bring the play back.
10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Guy Wimper out there at right tackle. There he is. Adam Carricker is shooting inside. Yeah, you see him there with the left hand just grabbing the collar of Adam Carricker. And the umpire on the backside saw it.
That's 4 penalties already in the game for the Jaguars.
No, this has been a bad start for this football team that absolutely wants to finish strong, try to get themselves into the playoffs.
Jeremy Jarman in for the Redskins on the defensive line. They throw the screen to Rashad Jennings. He broke 1 tackle, gets up to the 40-yard line. London Fletcher made the tackle, a gain of 14, the Jaguars' best play of the game thus far. David Garrard 2 for 4 to start the game with an interception. So here's the 3rd and 6 for the Jaguars, looking to get something going offensively. 3 wide receivers in.
Here comes some pressure.
Redskins showing blitz, and here they come. Garrard slipped by Kevin Barnes. He's got a wide open man. Mike Sims Walker slipping, twisting, and battling his way down to the 30-yard line. Philip Buchanan took him down. They'll spot it at the 29. A gain of 31 on the play.
Yeah, and it's all zone. Look at Buchanan. He's got his eyes in the backfield. And Phillip gets caught on that double clutch by David Garrard, who really did a good job extending that play. Pumped it out there. Phillip Buchanan bit inside. Mike Sims-Walker wide open.
He had an ankle injury from last week's game in Indianapolis. Didn't practice till Friday, but good to go today, and that was a big play for the Jaguars. Garrard, pressure. He's in trouble, and they got him for the sack. Adam Carricker takes him down. Carricker, that's his first full sack of the season. He had half a sack coming into today's game. So the Jaguars loss of 5 on the sack, and the Redskins make some changes up front. I wonder if Jim Haslett knows the names of all his defensive players. They were signing guys right up through yesterday.
No, he'll just go by the numbers.
Joe Joseph was signed.
73, you're in.
Yeah. Sharef Rashad, a safety, was signed. Here's Jennings, and he is shoved back after a short pickup. Let's find out what's going on in Chicago with the Bears. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, big playoff implications in both conferences, Bears and Jets. And the Bears are off to a quick start. 22-yard run for number 22, Matt Forte, makes it 10-0 Chicago as they get ready to start the second quarter. Sam, Tim.
Matt Forte, the Iron Man amongst running backs. And the Bears looking to clinch a first-round bye. Good start against the Jets for them. Here's the 3rd and 14 for the Jaguars. Have to get to the 19 for a first down. Garrard has plenty of time. Drops it off to Mercedes Lewis, the tight end. And he is tackled by 3 Redskins down at the 26-yard line. D'Angelo Hall and Carlos Rogers, the two cornerbacks, took him down.
We talked about Mercedes Lewis. Watch him as a blocker. I mean, he is going to run block and push guys out of there. Huge reason why they're that good in the running numbers. He can catch the ball in traffic with that big body. He can run after the catch. I knew losing 25 pounds has been a big part of that, and he's a huge target, Sam, for David Garrard. Makes it so much easier for the QB.
Josh Scobie will attempt a 44-yard field goal out of the hold of Adam Podlesh. And the kick on the way is no good. He hooked it to the left. Scobie takes another look. He's had a good season, had missed only 4 this season, but hooking it wide, and the Jaguars come up empty.
Jack Del Rio's got to get these guys going. Offense, defense, special teams. He's trying to play the wind here. The wind is going left to right. You see the flags on top of the goalpost, and Sam just never kicks in and pushes that ball back to the right and through the uprights. The wind did not cooperate with the kicker that time.
He just doesn't understand how he missed it. Jack Del Rio, the head coach, he's got to get his team going. Grossman on first down, goes short to Terrain, and he is brought down after a short pickup up to the 36-yard line. But things have fallen into place thus far in the first quarter for the Washington Redskins, who haven't been a good first quarter team this season.
Yeah, unexpected. And I think if you look at Jacksonville and their 5 wins in the last 7 games, has been with the fast starts. And look, Jack Del Rio knows what's ahead of them. They had the opportunity to control their own destiny last week at Indy. They lost that football game. They're going to need help. Tough spot for Indy out in Oakland this week. And look, Jacksonville's got to find a way to get to a winning record. They got to step it up.
Sellers and Terrain in the backfield. Grossman sets up the screen to Terrain. Little cutback, and then he's brought down after a short pickup up to the 38-yard line. Darrell Smith takes him down. They'll give him the 39-yard line as forward progress. Time ticking off. The Redskins coming into this game had given up 101 points in the first quarter. Shut out the Jaguars in the first quarter here. A great start on the holiday weekend for the Washington Redskins. They lead the Jaguars 10-0. Happy holidays, everyone. Glad you're with us. Sam Rose and Tim Ryan, Michelle Turner here in Jacksonville. Start the second quarter. Redskins with a 3rd and 6. Keelan Williams, the rookie running back, in the backfield with Rex Grossman. They stop the play. Looks like a false start. Well, Redskins are pointing at the
I know
Jaguars.
Jay Doozable slammed himself up into the line of scrimmage. If he got a jag to jump or not.
Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Will Montgomery, the right guard, called for the false start. First quarter numbers. Not much to tell there. The key is really mistakes. The one turnover, the interception. Redskins turned it into 7 points.
And look, here's a big one. 15 yards rushing in the first quarter. And if the Jags can't run the ball, Jags are going to have a hard time winning games. They have absolutely got to get it going on the ground.
Here's 3rd and 11. Have to get to the 45 for a first down. Empty backfield. Everybody out. Grossman gets time. And he's got a man underneath. The completion to Roydell Williams. He is brought down at the 44-yard line. It's short of a first down.
And Courtney Green looked like he got shook up again there as he's coming back from a shoulder injury. But Kirk Morrison and Courtney Green are both going to rally up and tackle. Yes, it's a nice completion, but it's what the defense wants if you're Jack Del Rio. Make them throw it in front of the coverage, in front of the sticks, rally up and tackle it and make them punt.
Second punt of the game for Sam Pelescu. This is a short one. It bounces at the 25, takes a Redskins roll, and they dive on top.
David Jones has got to get out of the way.
I wonder if it hit one of the Jaguars. They fell on the ball. Jaguars have recovered it. Good job by Kasim Osgood. Kasim Osgood, one of the leaders on special teams for the Jaguars, makes a heads-up play here.
Yeah, you'll see him, 81. He's been to a couple of Pro Bowls, and he's just going to corral that football before it has a chance to hit any of his guys that don't see it, and then it becomes live.
From the 21, Rashad Jennings. Big crowd there. He pushes the pile up to the 24-yard line, give him 3 yards on the play. Jaguars' last possession went 7 plays, but they missed the field goal try. Because they seem to be getting something going, trying to get some momentum going offensively.
Yep, 6 rushes, 16 yards for Rashad Jennings. They have given him the key to the Jaguar bus because you know, and so does Jim Haslett, that it all goes through the running game with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rashad's got to step on it.
Kasim Osgood's in the game at wide receiver. He split out the fullback, Brock Bolin, off the play fake. Gerard rolls. He's got a man wide open. It's Bolin. Bolin gets up to the 39. Jets have come back against the Bears. Let's find out from Kurt Menefee.
Well, they were down 10-0, but the Jets scored in 56 seconds, 2 touchdowns. Dwight Lowry picking off Jake Cutler for a pick 6. New York leads at 14-10 right now, and as you know, Sam, if Jets win or Jacksonville lost, New York clinches a playoff spot.
You are correct. Thanks, Kurt. Happy holidays to all the guys back in the studio in Los Angeles. From the 39, first down, Jaguars. Jennings fights his way for a couple of yards. A couple of flags come in from the back judge. Jerome Boger, 7th year as an NFL official, will give us the call.
Personal foul, crackback block, offense, number 83, 15-yard penalty. Replay first down.
It's on the wide receiver, Jason Hill.
Well, you can crack into the box, but you got to start in the box. You got to. What I'm saying is, if you're going to crack somebody, and here he is here. If you're going to crack somebody, that's questionable right there.
One, huh?
And that's cutting him, but it looked like he had his head and shoulders in front. But if you're going to crack back on somebody as a crackback player, you've got to be inside the tackle box at the snap of the ball. If you're outside the tackle box and the ball is snapped and then you come in and crack, it's illegal. Good call.
5th penalty of the game for the Jaguars. Sets him back to the 24. Gerard steps up. He's got a man wide open. It's Mike Thomas, their leading receiver. He's got a first down at midfield. Well, Gerard got time. Pickup of 26 on the play. Mike Thomas, his 60th catch of the season.
This is a 2-receiver route. Watch the backers get wide. You're going to see a deep dig route on the inside. Yeah, it's the play action was a big part of it. Then London Fletcher looked like he was playing the running back, coming on a, what you call a green dog or a snatch blitz, going to grab the running back. Mike Thomas wide open behind the backers and in front of the safety.
2 tight ends in for the Jaguars. Jennings goes straight ahead. Maybe gets 1 tough yard in the Redskins territory to the 49.
There's Dirk Cutter, the offensive coordinator, right in the middle. And look where they like to run the football. You wouldn't think that with Maurice Jones-Drew and his size. But like I said, he's not little. He's just short.
Yeah.
They love to run up the middle. And I think a huge part of that is their offensive guard, Vince Manawai. I mean, having him back healthy at left guard, number 67, has been huge for them in their run game, especially up inside.
You like Meester also at center?
I do.
2nd and 9, short drop outside tight end Zach Potter. His second catch of the game. Falls forward close to the 40-yard line, might be half a yard short of the first down. Carlos Rogers made the tackle. Zach Potter, his first year out of Nebraska.
He's an old D lineman.
6'7", 280.
Yeah, he's an old D lineman. He's a D lineman at Nebraska.
An old D lineman at 24.
I get that. Well.
He's a big guy. They've got some big men at the tight end position. Jeremy Jarman and Darian Scott in on the defensive line for the Redskins. Quarterback sneak by David Garrard. And it looks like it's netted him enough for the first down. So the Jaguars just satisfied just to chew up the yardage and get the first down and move the chains.
They got to up-tempo these guys. I mean, think of all the new faces on the field for the Washington Redskins. Why would you not up the tempo as an offense and just slam it right at them and really stress their alignments and their adjustments?
Brock Bolin in at fullback. You're right. And Jack Del Rio told us on Friday that they wanted a good start. Pressure on Garrard. He throws low. It's incomplete. He wanted a fast start against the Redskins just to get them back and knock out and destroy their chances of winning.
It's been exactly the opposite. Here's Andre Carter right here. He does a great job of just keeping his eyes open. And he's just got his eyes on Garrard the whole time, knowing that David likes to run the bootleg and to get outside. Old Andre in year number 10. Still a pretty good player. I think a big part of that, when you look at Andre making the move to outside linebacker. He's tried it early in San Francisco, Sam, in his career, but they see a lot of that bootleg stuff in practice with Rex Grossman in their own offense. Andre was all over.
Jordan Block is in at right tackle, and Guy Wimper has moved to right guard with Uche Nwaneri out. And Garrard's pass caught by Mike Thomas, and he falls forward to the 31-yard line. So a little injury to Uche Nwaneri, the right guard. He's gone to the sideline. And a little change of positions up front. Guy Wimper had been playing right tackle. He's moved inside.
I'll tell you, they got some nice cornerstones here. And Evan Britton, the right tackle, is injured. He's done for the year. But Eugene Monroe over at the left tackle spot, I think they got the bookends covered here for the next several seasons, hopefully.
Here's 3rd and 2. Garrard, short drop. He's got Mike Thomas. First down at the 19-yard line. And they're just satisfied moving the chains. Move the chains again.
Yeah, I don't know what Carlos Rogers is thinking. You better be aware of the down and distance. And he's giving he's playing outside leverage. And he took the little fake on the little razzle-dazzle on the stem there for Mike Thomas, shook him down, went inside. That's easy. Maybe more physical if you're Carlos Rogers, and force him to the outside on 3rd and 2.
Picked up 12 on the plate. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Garrard throws. He's got a man. It's Thomas for a touchdown. Mike Thomas was the key receiver on that drive. So the Jaguars offense starts going as Garrard starts to hit Mike Thomas.
Watch the double move, or they're just going to run right by Kevin Barnes. And the safety is way late getting over the top. I mean, Macho Harris, you're the deep middle safety. Your slot defender is holding off that seam route. You've got to get over the top and get there. Way late coming over the top, Macho Harris. now you know, Sam, they're stressed at the safety position. We just saw a good example of it right there.
Jaguars close to within 3. It's 10-7. We've been trying to get Tim Ryan on there for years because you are a talent that has been undiscovered.
Talent how?
Oh, you got
Have
talent.
you heard me sing?
Hey, you can do it.
Okay.
I know you
All
can
right.
do it. Can't wait for that show to start up. Always love it. The kick goes out of bounds, and the Redskins get the ball to 40-yard line.
Another special teams issue for the Jags.
Kobe shaking his head. He's had
can't
a missed
believe it.
field goal and a bad kickoff.
Free kick out of bounds.
Still mistakes for the Jaguars. They're still down 10-7. They're starting to go offensively as Garrard hit Mike Thomas. Back in Jacksonville, word from the Jaguars bench is tight end Zach Miller sustained a blow to the head and his return is questionable. That's why Zach Potter has been playing and has caught 2 passes. He had 1 catch all season. Redskins from the 40. Ryan Terrain stuffed in the backfield. Tyson Alualu, the rookie from California, the first-round draft pick, with the stop.
Love this guy. He's been battling a knee most of the season. D lineman, you got to penetrate the zone run game. He's just going to get right underneath Stephon Higher there, get himself a tackle for loss. Extremely active. When you talk about a defensive tackle, in particular a rookie, Sam, that has 70 tackles and 3.5 sacks in 14 games, big time year.
And that was a tackle for a loss. 2 tight ends in. Off the play fake. Grossman gets time. Now he's rushed. There was nobody open. He gets rid of the pass as he was hit by Austin Lane, the rookie defensive end. Let's find out what's going on in Cleveland. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Browns started off with that trick play for the touchdown to take a 7-0 lead. Since then, it's been all Baltimore. T.J. Hushman's out a 15-yarder from Joe Flacco, and they've added a field goal as well for a 13-7 lead late in the second quarter. Happy holidays, Sam and Tim.
To you too, Kurt. Thanks. See the Ravens at 10-4, closing in on a playoff spot.
Back to you, Kurt.
On 3rd and 11. Everybody out. Grossman to Cooley, and he dropped it. Cooley has not been able to hang on today at all.
That was such a great throw from Rex Grossman. I got to tell you, because Chris Cooley was part of the protection. He was in on protection, and then he released out, had a guy on him. Rex makes a terrific throw in terms of the ball location. Look at that. That's the 3rd drop for Chris Cooley.
3 and out for the Redskins. So the offense started getting things going. Now the defense is coming alive for the Jaguars, and on the fair catch, Jacksonville will get the ball at the 24-yard line, trailing 10-7. In an unfamiliar position is Donovan McNabb. He is the 3rd quarterback. That is something that he has not known in his professional career.
Looks good with a beard, though. Oh, no.
That's not the beard now. And, Mike Shanahan decided that he wanted to look at Rex Grossman. John Beck is the backup quarterback. And Donovan's future with the Redskins is highly, highly in doubt. Garrard on 1st down, getting plenty of time. Jason Hill can't hang on. Good job by Carlos Rogers to knock it loose. On the last possession, the touchdown drive, Garrard was 5 for 6.
Watch Rogers rip this out. I mean, he's going to drive back and just burst on Jason Hill, and then basically just Jason Hill, as he gets it over his head trying to pull it down, Carlos Rogers just keeps his eyes on the football and knocks it out. It's a good play.
Mercedes Lewis and Zach Potter, 2 tight ends in. The toss to Rashad Jennings. Try to cut it back. Redskins are there. Short gain on the play. Up to the 25-yard line. D'Angelo Hall came up to make the stop.
You know, you got to wonder about this run game over the last 2 weeks. I mean, this is a team earlier in the year that had 3 consecutive games over 200 yards on the ground. Maurice Jones-Drew, 7 100-yard gains, 6 in a row. They're one of the best rushing teams in the league, as you can see there. Today they're averaging 2.2 a carry versus a Redskin unit, Sam, that's a mash unit with all kinds of injuries, and they've been creased in the run game this year. This is surprising.
On 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers in. Gerard steps up, dumps it off. Mercedes Lewis, first down. And a whole lot more. As he gets to the 45, he was down on the tackle by D'Angelo Hall. But a nice safety valve is the big tight end, Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah, and watch, here comes the blitz, and Gerard sees it. Carlos Rogers, now Mercedes Lewis. Look at that big body on London Fletcher. And then there's that run after the catch that we talked about earlier for Mercedes Lewis. But that was a good job by Gerard, seeing the blitz coming off the slot, taking his time, and then finding his tight end isolated on the linebacker.
D'Angelo Hall gets up holding the back of his right leg. It's like a hamstring problem. Oh, there's another loss for the Redskins.
They can't afford this. I mean, they've already got Kevin Barnes, who's playing safety as a corner. Philip Buchanan would now have to step in as the starter. And then now you're talking about Westbrook or somebody else coming in and playing nickel.
D'Angelo Hall, who leads the team with 6 interceptions. There's Philip Buchanan on the field.
You say what you want about D'Angelo Hall and his 6 interceptions. He's won 2 of their 5 games this year. The Dallas game and the Chicago game with the 4 interceptions.
Hall limping noticeably across the field. Ball is spotted at the Redskins 48-yard line. Deji Kareem is in at running back, number 35. Greg Jones is the fullback. Jaguars on the move again. It's Kareem. And he falls forward across the 45-yard line.
Look, you know in Jacksonville, and we've talked about it extensively, about their run game and their offensive line and their commitment and what they want to do. But you go back to the Indy game last week, and so far in this one where they haven't been able to run the football, you got to let your quarterback go to work. I mean, that, again, an 8-man box. We've seen 9-man fronts, single coverage out on the edge, but Gerard is not throwing the football.
Brock Boland, the fullback, is split out wide. They fake the handoff. Gerard, it gets time. Nobody open. Rolling, buying time, and throws it away. Got big time pressure from Adam Carricker. Bring up a 3rd and 7. And you're right about them not throwing the ball. Last week they talked about not going to the passing game earlier.
No question. I mean, they had 9 guys in the running box for Indianapolis. Single coverage out on the edge. We've seen some of it today, and they just don't let David Gerard throw the football. I mean, you think about this league and the elite quarterbacks. They come to the line of scrimmage. They read that single safety high, man coverage with their wideouts. They're checking to the pass.
Rashad Jennings back in at running back on 3rd and 7. Gerard gets time and completes to Jason Hill, but a good tackle by Buchanan brings him down short of the first down. That's a good defensive job by the Redskins. Jaguars will be forced to punt, and you know, you talk about not having anything to play for, being undermanned, and yet the Redskins are playing thus far a strong first half. They haven't made many mistakes.
I think everybody realizes in a Redskin uniform, it doesn't matter who you are, based on the McNabb situation, that you're being evaluated every play.
Line drive punt goes into the end zone for a touchback by Adam Podlesh. It's a 41-yard punt, but it nets only 21. Well, are you hungry for laughs? I know you always are, Tim. Don't miss the grand opening of Bob's Burgers, a delicious new addition to Sunday's Animation Domination. It's the meatiest, juiciest, tastiest new comedy of the year. Bob's Burgers, series premiere 2 weeks from tonight after an all-new Simpsons on Fox. Makes you want to go out and have some lunch.
I'll have a double.
Let's have a burger. William Middleton in as a 5th defensive back. Number 29 for the Jaguars. Grossman throws on first down and completes it to Santana Moss. Up to the 33-yard line. A first down. First catch of the game for Santana Moss.
Boy, Rex Grossman, and I had mentioned earlier that I was talking to him outside the hotel this morning, and we talked about this venue. He got a big smile on his face. I said, you played pretty good here, haven't you?
Oh, boy, did he ever.
You go back and look at his matchups and all W's, but all big-time numbers, too, for Rex in those games.
Great numbers, great games, and some huge wins for Florida on this field. Grossman short drop. That pass is tipped and falls incomplete. Jeremy Mincey got his hands on that pass. Good job by number 94.
Yeah, Rex is hot. He's yelling at somebody. It looked like he was motioning over to Kyle Shanahan trying to get his attention, but something broke down on that play from the quarterback's perspective.
The offensive coordinator is Kyle Shanahan along the sideline.
And I don't care what you say. I mean, you can talk McNabb, you can talk Rex Grossman. Quarterback in Washington in the future, in my opinion, is not on this football team. It's going to be a high draft pick.
Off the play fake, Grossman puts it up deep to Santana Moss. Nice cut to the inside, and he's brought down at the Jaguars 29. Don Carey with a tackle. A 38-yard pickup. Santana Moss has gone over 1,000 yards receiving this season.
Yeah, it looked like Rasheed Mathis and Don Carey, neither one of them realized if they were in man or zone, because they started in man, and when you saw the two receivers cross, they stayed with them, and then it looked like they both kind of dropped to some zone landmarks.
4th time in his career, Santana Moss has had over 1,000 yards receiving, 3 times with Washington. Grossman puts it up for the end zone, incomplete. He overthrew Santana Moss. Santana Moss now with 81 catches on the season, 4 career 1,000 yards seasons.
He's been a tremendous pro. With the Jets, down here with the Redskins, 10 years in the pro game. You know what you love about Santana is his versatility. Everyone's always coined him as a slot receiver. That guy can line up anywhere, whether it's the X receiver on the line of scrimmage or Z or out of the slot. Very, very versatile.
The rookie Terrence Austin, number 18, is in at wide receiver for the Redskins. Ryan Terrain takes it outside with a good hole and a couple of good blocks. He gets inside the 20, out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
Some good blocks here. Anthony Armstrong at wideout gets a good one, and then watch the right tackle right there, Stephon Heyer on Austin Lane. That's a nice read, too, by Ryan Terrain. He's reading the defender, trying to get to the outside. Stephon Heyer pushes him that way. Terrain cuts back up inside.
Good job by the Redskins moving down the field. First down at the Jaguars 17. 2 tight ends in, Cooley and Davis. Grossman getting time, puts it in the end zone, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Derek Cox. Intended for Santana Moss. Let's see. They're talking it over. Cox says yes. Santana Moss says no. And 3 officials are discussing it.
Yeah, did his left foot come down?
Touchback. The interception is the ruling by the officials.
Yeah, well, let's watch the feet of Derek Cox. He's right here. He does not bite on the initial move. Santana Moss going to little stutter and go. Cox doesn't bite on it. There, he's got it 1 foot down. That left toe hit the stripe. Did he have possession? Right foot down, left toe. That's not an interception. That's Redskin football. Right foot down, left toe on the stripe.
Yeah, that's going to be incomplete. And the Redskins will retain possession.
Well, they've tried Derek Cox a couple of times, setting him up for those double moves. The play right before, Santana tried an out and up on him, Santana Moss, and he didn't bite on that one either.
The challenge flag has been thrown by Mike Shanahan.
Washington is challenged in the rule of the field of an interception.
We'll check it out. We'll we'll be back in just a moment. The head coaches awaiting the decision of referee Jerome Boger, who's taking a look at the replays. Ruling on
right
the field
foot down,
interception.
left toe out. It's going to end up being just basically an incomplete pass.
That's correct.
It's going to go back to the line of scrimmage for the Redskins, I think. So he has his right foot down fine, left foot, he didn't tap the toes in bounds like a receiver would.
Here comes referee Jerome Boger.
After reviewing the play, the rule of the field is confirmed. The defensive back stuck the catch while the left foot was still on the ground, got the second foot in,
Yeah,
and
we
then
need
the
to look at
third
that
step
again.
was out of bounds.
So
Because
he
in
said,
slow motion, look, in slow
a
motion.
timeout and a replay challenge.
Here's the key. Here's what he's saying. Here's what Jerome Boger's saying is that when he went up, Derek Cox, to get the interception, you got to stop it right when the ball hits his hands. Right there, he's saying the left foot was down. He's got the ball. Then the right foot comes down. That's going to be 2 feet in bounds, and then the left one out of bounds. Basically what he's giving him is that bang-bang moment of when the ball hit his hands that the left foot was down, which at that point, the right foot coming down was the second foot in bounds.
All right, that's the ruling. Jaguars with the interception. They are second in the league in turnover differential, second worst in the league in turnover differential coming into the game today, minus 12. They don't take the ball away much.
Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Left tackle Eugene Monroe called for the hold, and the Jaguars are set back to the 10-yard line.
Well, you're all over the turnovers and the issues with the turnovers with them on defense, but I'll say this, in watching their games this year, see them there at minus 12, came into the game only forcing it out 17 times. They've had 4, 5, 6 of them that have been nullified because of defensive penalties. And I know one against the Raiders, there was a touchdown that was nullified with a defensive penalty.
Ball back to the 10-yard line, of 1st and 20 for the Jaguars. As we approach the 2-minute warning, that's where we're at for the Jaguars. A lot of mistakes have crept into their game in the first half. They're trailing 10-7. The good news is D'Angelo Hall is back for the Redskins. The bad news is Carlos Rogers, the other cornerback, has gone to the sideline with a calf problem.
And even worse news, David Garrard's starting to heat up.
On 1st and 20, the handoff inside to Rashad Jennings for a couple of yards.
And you look at Garrard now, over the last couple of drives, he's got 3 pass plays, Sam, over 25 yards. Explosive plays are a huge determining factor in winning and losing in this league.
The best he looked was that touchdown drive. He was 5 for 6, and 4 of those completions to Mike Thomas. The last one, of course, for a 19-yard touchdown. But still, you don't get a sense of urgency from the Jaguars in a game that is so important regarding their playoff chances. The Redskins, Mike Shanahan has gotten his team ready to go. And they've had a good effort here in the first half. 3 wide receivers in. And it's Garrard holding on to the football, taking it on a quarterback draw up to the 20-yard line. Stay with us at halftime. Coming up, it's the Visa Halftime Report. The guys back in the studio. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will check out the 49ers and the Rams in a game important in the race for the NFC Western Division lead.
Mike Thomas has had a big first half. Here's 4 catches that he's had in the first half. There's a deep end that he gets. This one on a little crossing route on a linebacker. Now David Garrard, big 3rd down completion on the slant. And then the touchdown, blowing by 1 safety. And then the other safety, Macho Harris, couldn't get over there. Nice little first half for Mike Thomas.
All on one drive.
That's right.
The touchdown drive, 4 catches, 65 yards. Here's 3rd and 10 for the Jaguars. Garrard goes screen to Rashad Jennings. Great tackle, ball loose, and recovered by the Redskins. No, they whistle him down. The referee says they were down, that Jennings was down at the 20-yard line.
I can't tell you how good that play was by Byron Westbrook.
And that the runner was down by contact prior to losing control of the football.
Now,
Fourth down.
Look at his eyes. He's going to have his eyes on Mike Thomas. Now, immediately recognition of the screen comes and blows up the outside leg of Rashad Jennings, and that ball comes out. It looked like the ground, as he hits him there. Yeah, it's, oh, wow. Pogoed right down on his head. Ground forced it out.
And the Jaguars forced the punt, so the Redskins, let's see, will there be a review from upstairs?
Timeout, Jacksonville.
No.
This would be a 30-second timeout.
Any review in the final 2 minutes would come from upstairs, but apparently no review on that play. And a timeout called by the Jaguars. Checking out the playoff picture in the NFC. Atlanta at 12-2, looking to win against New Orleans and clinch home field throughout the playoffs. Chicago in action today. They're looking to clinch a bye in the first round. Philadelphia, their game has been postponed until Tuesday because a snowstorm is hitting Philadelphia tonight. And they'll be playing Minnesota on Tuesday night. They're looking to clinch the NFC East.
I don't think there's anybody happier than the New Orleans Saints. If you can't get a bye, be in the 5 spot, so you're playing an NFC West team.
Podlesh with the punt. Brandon Banks looking to make the return. Slips one man, but not the second man. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. These two teams haven't met much, but the last time they did meet, Joe Gibbs was the coach of the Redskins. 2006, 10-point lead evaporated in the fourth quarter. Josh Scobie's field goal tied it, sent the game to overtime. Then it was Mark Brunell to Santana Moss, 68 yards, and the Redskins beat the Jaguars in Washington in overtime.
You think that was a big win for Brunell? Oh, huh? Think about Brunell. You think about Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell, that passing game, and David Garrard throwing for a franchise record at 22 touchdowns. Pretty wild.
Keelan Williams, the running back, splits out. Everybody out. Grossman gets hit. Pass for Cooley off his hands.
He is having a
He
brutal
hasn't held
day.
on to anything today.
Well, that's his 4th drop. And not a great throw by Rex, but certainly one that Cooley's should catch 100% of the time. I mean, you just throw it away from the linebacker to where only your tight end can get it, and that's the 4th time one's hit the hands of Chris Cooley, and he hasn't been able to hang on. The big one, of course, was the touchdown in the first quarter, Sam, where he was wide open.
Larry Hart, rookie out of Central Arkansas, number 59, and a defensive end for the Jaguars. Keelan Williams, the running back, splits out. Everybody out. Grossman throwing, nobody there, nobody in the neighborhood. Keelan Williams went straight down the sideline and bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Redskins.
I think Cooley's pressing a little bit. He's had 1 touchdown. He had the 1 touchdown last week against Dallas, but that's 1 touchdown in the last 9 games.
Well, surprising. He's been a slow starter in games.
Well, they
and then
last
had
2 games,
better second half.
Yeah, last 2 games, they haven't even really targeted him in the first half of games. That hasn't been the case here today.
Terrence Austin, number 18, as a 3rd wide receiver. Grossman throws, tipped, and intercepted.
No, it hit the ground.
Then it's ruled incomplete.
Yep.
Great effort by Jeremy Mincy. The defensive end dropped back in coverage, tipped it up in the air, and nearly made the interception.
Well, that's what you call the zone dog, where you drop a defensive end. Look at him reading the eyes of the quarterback.
What a play.
Tips it and then goes and gets it. And as he fell down, it looked like the ball just touched the ground as he tried to squeeze it with his legs.
3 and out for the Redskins. 4th punt of the game for Sam Polescu. It's a good kick. Back Mike Thomas back to the 15, looking for some room. He's brought down at the 23-yard line. Byron Westbrook in on the tackle. 49-yard punt and an 8-yard return. Check out the all-new Fox Sports app featuring complete local and national sports coverage Fox Sports Radio, live scores, video, and more. Get the #1 sports app for free on iTunes today. Jaguars have 2 timeouts remaining. But they've been fairly conservative offensively. There's Gerard, and he is sacked. The ball popped loose, and it is recovered in the end zone by Rob Jackson. Let's see. Rob Jackson, who was signed earlier this week, appealing to the officials. And let's see.
This is when David Gerard historically has gotten in trouble. When he's standing back there holding the ball, holding the ball, holding the ball.
The rule of the field is that the quarterback was down by contact prior to the ball coming loose.
All right.
Jerome Boger's got the best look at it. And boy, hard to tell from that look. Now any reviews going right up to the booth.
It is under review. Andre Carter.
You can't tell if that ball was dislodged when his left knee and left hip came down to the ground, just because Jeremy Jarman and Andre Carter were blocking the view, at least from our perspective, in that look of the football right there. Got to see the look from the backside. Okay, here it is. This will tell us. Well, that ball, there's the ball. Is that ball in his hand? Is it in his hand? Wow. I think it was still in his hand as his left hip was down. I think David Gerard had such a good grip of that football with his right hand. Yeah, it's still in his hand. It's still in his hand. Look at his hand. What? That's a great call by Jerome Boger. Holy cow.
How about the work by the Redskins? Look at the pressure, the sack.
No, they're playing inspired football. You can't really see the left knee down, ball still in the hand. That's a great call from that referee right there.
It'll be hard to overturn the call.
They have played much
Jerome Boger.
They have played much more Sam inspired than the Jaguars have in this football.
I agree with you.
And they got guys that are, and I think a big part of it is Mike Shanahan. I mean, when you send a message to everybody that, look, Donovan McNabb will ride the pine. He'll be our 3rd quarterback today. I think everybody realizes that dude carries the big stick, and they're all being evaluated.
Well, time has run out. If it is ruled that he was down by contact, the half will be over. Take another look. And these are just freeze frames. Right there, looks like the left knee is down, and he's still got the ball.
Knee down, ball's in his hand.
Put it this way, it'd be hard to overturn the decision. There's nothing definitive there that would lead you to believe that they would overturn the ruling on the field. The Jaguars, who deferred at the opening kickoff, will get the ball to start the second half. Mike Shanahan is trying to get some kind of support.
Tell you, for as good as things went early for Rex Grossman as quarterback, and I know he's had some drops with Cooley, the interception in the end zone.
The quarterback was down with the ball in his possession.
Yep.
The half is now over.
That's the right call.
Mike Shanahan, he doesn't like it at all.
It's the right call, Mike.
He thought the ball was coming out and that his guys recovered in the end zone. Nevertheless, the Washington Redskins had an outstanding first half. They forced the Jaguars into mistakes. They turned an interception into 7 points, and they have a 10-7 lead at halftime over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stay tuned. The Visa Halftime Report is next. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/VSiN NFL. Back in Jacksonville, getting set for the start of the second half. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Nichelle Turner, glad you're with us. Hope you're enjoying the holiday weekend. And this has been a surprisingly close game. I mean, coming in, you saw the Redskins undermanned. You said, how are they going to hang in there? They found a way.
Well, give them credit. They absolutely have. They've only given up 7 points, and that's big in 2 quarters of play with the defense where half of their starters were out, and Carlos Rogers got hurt in this game with a calf injury. So, yeah, they played well. I think offensively, when you look at the Redskins, though, it started out good, but then the last 5 drives for Rex Grossman has been 4 3-and-outs and an interception in the end zone that Derek Cox picked off. So they've got to reignite their groove offensively.
The Jaguars, who deferred at the start of the game when they won the coin toss, will receive the second half kickoff.
And when you look at the Jags, Sam, they haven't been able to run the football like they want, not even 3 yards a carry. But I'll tell you what they have done, and Jack Del Rio knows it, is his quarterback's been able to play the ball control game by winning on 3rd down. I mean, that's the difference. The Redskins have not converted a 3rd down. You look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, they are over 50% in converting on the money down.
Second time the ball has fallen off the tee with a lot of wind down on the field. So they will hold it for Graham Gano. Deji Kareem is back deep to receive the kickoff. Kareem comes up from the 8. And he is brought down at about the 28-yard line. Let's get an update on what's happening down on the field. For that, let's rejoin Nichelle Turner.
Well, guys, you've been talking throughout this game about the Redskins defense and how impressive they've been because they're kind of a mash unit. That is exactly what Mike Shanahan talked about at halftime. He said he's very proud of these guys. He's got guys he barely knows who they are that have stepped up and really been playing well. Now, the offense, that's another story. He said the first quarter, very good. Second quarter, very disjointed. He's not happy with Chris Cooley's play today. He says they need to definitely pick it up. That was his halftime message to this team. Let's close this out. Back to you.
Thank you, Nichelle. And it was good of you to give Mike Shanahan your scorecard so he could know all the players' names and numbers. And just joking about that, but Nichelle would have done that. But he's right. I mean, that's what he told Nichelle. He barely knows some of these guys. They're practice squad guys earlier this week. He's got 4 guys that they signed from the practice squad.
Yeah, how do you think that guy feels about it right there? Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator.
He's done a great job. Brock Bolin, the fullback, is split out. 2nd and 13 for the Jaguars. Gerard under pressure, throws short. He wanted to get it to Mercedes Lewis. Jaguars just off in their game. First half statistics. Rushing yards, not much for either team. Passing yards, good for Jacksonville. 6 penalties have hurt the Jaguars in this game.
Yeah, it's the 0 for 5 on 3rd down is what's led to the contrast in the time of possession for the Jaguars.
There's a 3rd and long for Jacksonville.
Gerard's just, streaky, hit or miss. He had Mercedes Lewis matched up on the linebacker the last play and just couldn't get it there.
Redskins show blitz, but they rush 4. Gerard steps up, and his pass is batted away. Good play by Phillip Buchanan. 3 and out for the Jaguars to start the second half.
Really nice job by Phillip Buchanan out there, and we're playing cover 2, so he's got the flat. There's a safety deep, and Buchanan knew that they were just trying to hold him at the line of scrimmage with the 1 receiver, and he just bailed and got his hands on the football.
And we mentioned it up top. Jacksonville had only 14 3-and-outs all season long, have had 3 today. And again, that's a combination of the play of the Redskins, but also the play of the Jaguars. That wobbly kick hits a Jaguar player, and it is covered by Brackenridge. And down, 45-yard punt. America's Game of the Week coming up. Second game of our doubleheader. Most of you will see the Giants at Green Bay. Some of you will see Seattle at Tampa Bay. Redskins, Ryan Terrain breaks a tackle fights his way forward for a couple of yards up to the 34-yard line. Austin Lane made the tackle. Terrain, you never know. Sometimes he gets caught for negative yardage. He's also had 22 runs of 10 or more yards.
And I think a big part of that is you get him running sideways. I mean, he is a perimeter runner, which is interesting for a guy his size. You'd expect him to be more downhill and an inside cutback runner, but if you can get him going sideways, and that's what he wants to do, get to the perimeter, that's where he's had issues.
Quick outside to Anthony Armstrong, got a block from Santana Moss, but it was brought down. Good tackle by Don Carey, the free safety. First catch of the game for Anthony Armstrong. Guy who averages better than 19 yards per run this season.
And you can see Kyle Shanahan is trying to go back to the well in terms of what worked so well last week at Dallas, which was the perimeter screen game to the wide receivers. You think of all the yards after the catch in the screen game, whether it be a running back or a wideout, it was big time. We didn't see any of it in the first half. It made an adjustment to come out and get it to the perimeter in the quick game.
Keelan Williams in at running back on 3rd and 5. Grossman pressured, and he almost threw it into the arms of the lineman, Tyson Alualu. Big time pressure from Darryl Smith. Alualu almost found himself with an interception.
Yeah, Darryl Smith is the key to their blitz game, and you'll see him coming right around the corner, runs right by Stephon Heyer.
Did he hit him in the helmet with that? Well, good pressure by Darryl Smith. 5th punt of the game for Sam Polescu. Mike Smith backs up, backpedals, takes it at the 10. Anthony Armstrong all over him. Great coverage by the Redskins.
I tell you, they are beating the Jags at their own game today, Sam, in terms of the transition units, the special teams.
Vonnie Holliday has had a chance to start because of all the injuries, and he has played well. You see the tackles spread out. They still have Phillip Buchanan and D'Angelo Hall at the corners, Macho Harris and Kevin Barnes are the safeties.
These guys got to throw on first down, the Jags.
From the 10, Garrard completes to Jason Hill. And they get up to the 26-yard line. David Garrard, of his franchise record 23 touchdown passes this season, has 16 in the second half.
Yeah, and he's been a great fourth quarter quarterback too. He's got the best rating in the NFL in the fourth quarter. I love the fact that they threw that time on first down. They are loading up the box defensively. Give Garrard the option to hit him in the one-on-one isolation matchups on the outside, just like right now.
They split the tight end out, fake the run, and the pass is dropped. That was a forward pass, and it was dropped by Mike Thomas, and I apologize for misidentifying Mike Thomas earlier on the punt return. He was the man on the reception. I think I called him Mike Smith, and my apologies on that. But right here, Jaguars need to get something going.
Absolutely. Hazlett's got to be proud of his guys. I mean, Rob Jackson has made plays today, number 50, who hasn't been here long, obviously. Byron Westbrook has made some nice plays today. Anthony Bryant has made some nice plays today. No-namers for the Redskins making an impact.
2nd and 10. Blitz coming. Garrard gets away. And the chase is on. Garrard with a good gain up to the 29-yard line. Let's check out the New England Patriots. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Not that any day is a bad day to beat Tom Brady, but today is really good. Only 87 yards passing, but 3 touchdowns, including 2 to Rob Gronkowski. Brady, 34 TDs, only 4 interceptions on the year, and he set the NFL mark for completions pass attempts, without an interception. 310 straight, 8 consecutive games. Sam and Tim? Oh, yeah. They also...
Wow. Tough to slow...
Yeah, and that's your number 1 seed in the AFC.
That's it. Thanks to Kurt for the update. Tough to slow down the Patriots. Blitz coming. They pick it up. Garrard is hit. The ball's loose. And it is recovered by Eugene Monroe, the left tackle. Garrard hung in there a long time.
Let me tell you something. Jim Haslett has found something that works, and it's put this guy in a bad position, Rashad Jennings, in terms of his pass protection. You see, London Fletcher that time was held and still got the sack, and the ball came out. The play before where London Fletcher missed the sack, Rashad Jennings missed bigger than Dallas in terms of his pass protection pickup.
Third sack of the game for the Redskins. And the Jaguars are forced to punt. And the Redskins should get very good field position here. Podlesh, good punt. Banks watches it bounce and it goes out of bounds. That's a great punt by Adam Podlesh. They'll spot the ball at the Redskins 38-yard line. It's still 10-7 Washington. Kyle Shanahan has called many more passes than runs.
Yeah, and on a windy day, on a cold day, you would think that they would have tried to protect their defense with the ground game. I think it's all about full-blown evaluation of Rex Grossman.
There's another pass. Grossman rolls, throws, completes it to Fred Davis. And the tight end gets up close to the first down line. Picks up 9 on the play. He's now 10 for 23 for 92 yards in the game. 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Rex, we've all talked about him being streaky. We talked about it today. He was streaky good at the beginning. Streaky bad really since then, especially on the third down stuff. And you know what? To his credit and to his defense, Chris Cooley has dropped 4 passes right in his hands, including 1 touchdown. So those numbers would look a lot different if his guys were making plays for him.
Off the play fake, Grossman still has it, being rushed, and he throws it into the ground. Let's see. Fans want intentional grounding. Big pressure from Jeremy Mincy, and there's the flag from the referee. I agree with him there.
Now the ball's got to get back to the line of scrimmage. And you can throw it at the feet of a running back in a screen, but not at a tight end that's standing on the line of scrimmage.
Offense, number 8. The quarterback was under duress and did not get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage.
See, there's
down, 3rd down.
There's Fred Davis right there. And he's just going down to block, and now he's going to come back.
No, it's not even
That's
close.
not even close. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage. And again, you can throw it at the feet of a running back in a screen or even a tight end in a screen if he's in the screen. But that was clearly intentional grounding and a loss of down. But I believe that now. 8 runs. I think that's all about evaluating this guy, Rex Grossman, the rest of the way through here.
Now the Jaguars players urging the crowd to get loud. Ball back to the 35. Redskins have to get to the 48 for a first down. It's 3rd and 13. With 3 wide receivers in, pressure on Grossman, and he completes to Cooley, the tight end. Chris Cooley's 2nd catch of the game, but it comes after a few drops, but it's short of the first down up at the 45-yard line.
And we've already seen this a few times today, that they get themselves in those 3rd and long situations and they make a nice play, but they end up 2 to 3 yards short. That was a good throw by Rex Grossman off his back foot. The 330 pounds of Terrence Knighton right in his face, but right into what the Jags wanted.
Valescu with a punt. It's a short one into the wind. Takes a good roll for the Redskins and is down at the 22-yard line. Jaguars with a good defensive stand. They need some offense now. Jaguars at 8-6 do not control their own destiny. They need to win, and then we'll check out what Indianapolis does at Oakland. Or next week, they need Indianapolis to lose somewhere along the way. But they've got to take care of their own business. Here's Garrard's pass, and it's caught. Beautiful catch by Mike Thomas.
Sam, that's what I'm talking about. If you're David Garrard, diagnose the one-on-one matchups, and if you're the coach, give him the ability to throw it. And Garrard sees it. Little play action, holds the backers just enough right over the head of Rocky McIntosh in front of the safeties to Mike Thomas. And that's what you got to do. If you see single high safety, if you're David Garrard, it's one of 2 things. It's either man coverage or it's 3 deep principles. Get your one-on-one matchups on the outside.
2 tight ends in, the toss to Jennings. And Jennings gets up to the 48-yard line, maybe the 49. The previous play to Mike Thomas was 24 yards. Thomas has 5 catches for 89 yards in the game.
And I promise you, the more that they can hit him, especially on the early downs in the passing game, obviously the more it's going to open things up for Rashad Jennings in the running game, because the Redskins will quit committing 8 and 9 guys up into the run box.
Brock Bolin in at fullback. Thomas is back in. The fullback. Bolin splits out wide. Off the fake, Garrard being rushed, and he lost the ball. And it looks like they're still wrestling for it. And they've ruled Jaguars recover. London Fletcher blitzing.
How about this? Watch him read the quarterback who's going to boot it out. London sees it now. He just takes off and goes. I mean, that is film work, sitting in the meeting room and saying, okay, look, you're going to hold, you're going to hold. You're going to be a curl defender. When David Garrard commits to the bootleg, I want you to rush and be a secondary contain guy. And he ended up getting a nice sack there. London's played big here in the second half.
Fletcher now with 2.5 sacks this season. 4th sack of the game for the Redskins. Here's 3rd and 15. Garrard puts it up deep. And he's got Jason Hill. He's out of bounds at the Redskins 22. He spun D'Angelo all around and was wide open to make the catch. 37-yard gain on a 3rd and 15. Big play.
Starts with the protection. May have gotten away with a hold out there from Eugene Monroe, but was really all about the safety jumping an inside route. The safety's got deep half, and you can see there D'Angelo Hall is going to end up running with Jason Hill there, but that wasn't his fault. He was just carrying him, trying to help out his safety.
Jennings on 1st down gets a couple of yards. Jason Hill was at San Francisco and couldn't break into the lineup. A couple of years ago when Mike Marks was the offensive coordinator, they liked him a lot. He was put on waivers, and the Jaguars didn't know why, but they grabbed him right away.
Well, they know why. They liked him. They went back to their college grade on him. They know why San Francisco didn't use him. They don't know why they did.
That's right.
That happened, but they know why they grabbed him, because they loved him on draft day several years ago. As a matter of fact, they took Mike Sims Walker with 2 picks later in the 3rd round.
They just didn't know why the 49ers had put him on waivers, but they grabbed him. End around to Mike Thomas. Greg Jones blocking for him, and Thomas gets down to the 15. There's a wild game going on in Chicago. Let's get an update on that from Kurt Menefee.
It certainly is. Mark Sanchez went from Thanksgiving night to the day after Christmas between touchdown throws, but it's an important one. Finds Antonio Holmes for the evening count at 31 apiece in Chicago. Jets victory, and they're in the playoffs. 7-10.
Oh, that was good.
Thanks, Kurt. Where's the defense? Where's the defense there? But that game has gone back and forth. Bears led, then the Jets led. Bears regained the lead. Now the Jets have tied it. Great game there. Here's Garrard on 3rd down. Nobody open, and he throws it away. And there's a flag in the middle of the field that we'll check out. Ineligible man downfield.
I think it was Vince Manawai who went out and got a nice hit on the corner, but it ended up being across the line of scrimmage.
Downfield, offense number 63. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
They call the center, Brad Meester, on the penalty.
I'm pretty sure it's Vince Manawai, the guard, because it's a screen out to the left, wide receiver screen. Byron Westbrook is all over it, and you see Meester is 7-8 yards down the field, the center, number 63. Yeah. Boy, Westbrook has made a couple of nice plays for the Redskins today.
Now, to try and tie the game, Josh Scobie is on for a 34-yard field goal try. He missed one earlier. The long snapper is Jeremy Kane. The holder is Adam Podlesh. Scobie to tie it, and he does. He's 21 for 26 this season. 1 for 2 today. The Jaguars have tied the game at 10. Great Bowl Classic coming for you Friday, January 7th here on Fox, the 75th AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic. It's LSU and Texas A&M, a rivalry that's lasted 110 years. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, January 7th in high definition on Fox. The Cotton Bowl. It's quite a classic. Scobie kicks it off. Brandon Banks from the 10. Trying to find an opening, spun around, got away, got an extra 5 or 6 yards. Good job by Banks, out of bounds at the 32. Darrell Smith has played well.
No, he's been everywhere. This is coming off 20 tackles last week against Indy. First guy to make the tackle, you got to have it. He does it. Darrell Smith right there. You'll hear him, see him in the nice flow, run the alley, get a tackle for loss. Screen game, he's going to come up and body rock Ryan Torain right there, and he's also the key to their blitz. As he comes around the corner on a little pressure package, forces Rex Grossman to throw it away. Mr. Consistent, Darrell Smith. Every year the guy's going to get you 130 tackles.
Torain breaks a tackle, stayed in bounds, and got a few extra yards as he tiptoed along the sideline, went out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Good run by Ryan Torain.
So interesting watching him, because you remember all the years with Shanahan in Denver with Terrell Davis and Olandis Gary and all these guys that were stepping into that zone scheme. It was all about that inside zone with the cutback. Ryan Torain is bigger than all of them.
Yeah.
He's not about the inside zone cutback. He's about the outside zone stretch play.
They gave him 17 on that last carry. 9 carries, 47 yards. Torain again. This is a little slant run off the right side for yardage into Jacksonville territory to the 49. He picked up 3 on the play. Just want to get back to Darrell Smith for a moment, because we had a good chat with him the other day. He and his wife are expecting their second child. He's got a baby boy on the way, and man, is he happy about that. So they're going to have an exciting start to the new year early in February. Crowd starting to build, urging on the defense of the Jaguars.
Time for Santana Moss to make a play.
It's Torain. That never got going. Derek Harvey, first-round draft pick in 2008, who's been an inconsistent player, came up to make the play there.
Yep, and they're trying the stretch again with Torain, and Derek Harvey's not having it. He's just going to get rid of Chris Cooley, squeeze up inside of him. Now, to Cooley's defense is, he's got to hook that defensive end. He's got to get to the outside edge. He's got to hook the defensive end. He did that, but sometimes guys with great athletic ability and skill can get beat initially, recover, and make a play, as Harvey did there.
On 3rd and 11. Grossman throws, head wide open. He completes it to Santana Moss for a first down. At the 40-yard line. That's a big throw by Rex Grossman. They needed 11. They picked up 12. And they keep the drive alive.
Yep, I told you, Moss is the guy. Look at the dropper right there, Austin Lane. You got a defensive lineman, a defensive end, and a rookie dropping into coverage. And Rex just widened him with his eyes, which opened up the window inside on the in cut for Santana Moss. Good stuff.
First third down conversion of the game for Rex Grossman and the Redskins. They are 1 for 8. Terrence Austin, number 18, into this third wide receiver. Torain breaks one tackle and is brought down at the 35. The ball popped loose, and they say down by contact. It's ruled down by contact.
It might be ruled down by contact.
Yes, are you questioning?
Well, let's see what happened here. Nice block by Robach up on the inside. Yep, down by contact, Sam. Good call. Knees down before the ball comes out. Ground cannot cause a fumble.
C.J. Mosley in on the defensive line for Jacksonville. There's 2nd and 5. Torain to the 33. Another update coming from Chicago. The wildness continues. Here's Kurt.
Yeah, you said it, Sam. Jake Cutler has 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter alone. He's also run for 1, but that score to Johnny Knox made it a 38-31 Bears lead. Still 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Just what you expect out of the 2 of the top defenses in the league, right, Sam and Tim?
That's right. Thanks, Kurt. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Nichelle Turner here. 3rd and 3. Grossman has time and completes the Santana Moss. Another first down for the Redskins down on the 19-yard line. Courtney Green, the safety, makes the tackle. They picked up 14.
I love the fact that they are just breaking down the zone, and Santana Moss has been part of it here, certainly on this drive. And that time, Derek Cox just fell down. And one thing about Santana Moss, in 10 years in this league, and he's tough to cover in man, especially out of the slot with all of his movement skills, but the guy is so smart in understanding zone concepts and how to beat the zone. We've seen it here on this drive.
Terrence Austin back in. Off the play fake. It's all Grossman, and he's running for it. And he steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 14. He gains 5 on the play. Been some good play fakes.
Absolutely.
By Rex.
Well, I think one thing about this run game, and you see Rex with his bootleg action is going to hold the defensive end typically, but because they've been going to terrain, the defensive ends have been crashing down. That time Rex was able to get the edge because of that.
End of the 3rd quarter in what's turned into a good one. The Redskins and the Jaguars tied at 10. Holidays to everyone. Hope you're enjoying the great weekend. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Nichelle Turner here in Jacksonville. The wind chill factor says it's 30 degrees out there. Coldest game in Jacksonville Jaguars history.
There were some snow flurries earlier in this area. 9th play of the drive here, Sam.
2nd and 5 at the 14. Terrain cuts it back, and he's down at the 10. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Kirk Morrison tripped up Ryan Terrain, who's run the ball well here in the second half. 14 carries, 57 yards.
Well, he's had 6 carries probably in the last 10 plays. We showed that number a while ago with only 8 runs called up in this game for the Washington Redskins.
2 tight ends, 2 backs on 3rd and 1. Straight ahead, Sellers, the fullback. Where will they give him forward progress? It's right at that first down line.
We'll bring out the sticks and measure.
Sir.
The old fullback dive play.
Yeah, Sellers says that's a first down by me.
Right at the meat of that defense, too, with Terrence Knighton and Tyson Alualu on the inside.
Sellers, that's only his 4th carry of the season. He has 3 carries for 1 yard. As he tries to put a first down on the board. And he does. Redskins continue the drive. This drive is coming to its 11th play. They have run the ball 8 times, and
well, and the key,
2
Sam,
passes to Moss,
and both of those on 3rd down.
That's right.
And that's been the big key to this drive.
1st and goal, Redskins. The play fake, Grossman looking, goes to Cooley. He fights his way to the 1-yard line. He's just short of the goal line. Courtney Green and Don Carey, the 2 safeties, kept him out of the end zone.
Well, they did a great job on the first read, which is going to be the running back. You'll see Mike Sellers. They are all over him in coverage, but then Cooley is the second read, and that's a big catch by him. Nice throw, too, by Rex Grossman. Back across his body, squeezing it through a couple of defenders, and Chris Cooley held onto the rock and is sniffing the end zone.
And we talked about earlier, he seems to have these rough first halves and plays a lot better in the second half. 2nd and goal. 3 tight ends. Terrain cuts back. And he did not get in. He is half a yard short. Mincy and Duzable stopped him.
Yeah, watch this big fella make it all happen, though. Watch the defensive tackle, Terrence Knighton. Look at that penetration. I mean, he is just going to blow through Casey Robach. He's going to take it 3 yards into the backfield. Good adjustment by Ryan Terrain, but I'll tell you, that big boy, all 330 of them, made him go sideways. Big play.
They don't need much. Grossman, nobody open. He's in trouble, he throws it away. As he was hit, Jeremy Mincy, big time pressure. That time they didn't go for the play fake. Jaguars did a good job staying with it.
I'll tell you, I think he had Fred Davis on the tight end throwback play.
And the Redskins are going to go for it in a tie game here. They will go for it.
Oh.
Half a yard out.
Wait, I don't get this one. Take the points.
4th and goal. 3 tight ends in. Terrain. He dives over and he's in for the touchdown. A great drive for the Washington Redskins. Ryan Terrain with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
Watch the block by Chris Cooley over on the right side. Cooley drives Darrell Smith 2 yards into the end zone. Sellers gets a nice block on Courtney Green. Now it's just running back on backer, and Terrain goes up and over the top.
14-play drive that lasted nearly 8 minutes. That's a great drive for the Redskins. They played an inspired game, and they lead again. 17-10. Ryan Terrain held on to that football as he took it into the end zone. Don't miss the series premiere of the powerful new FX original drama, Lights Out, coming in January, only on FX. Right here, the Jaguars need something to get them going. Deji Kareem is back deep to receive the kickoff. The wind has blown the ball off the tee. Graham Gano sets it up. Great drive for the Redskins. 14 plays, 68 yards.
And 3 third-down conversions. First 3 of the game.
Good kick by Gano. Here comes Kareem from 3 yards deep. And he is stopped short of the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Redskins. How about this touchdown, Tim?
Well, Don Carey had a shot. 22, the safety. He's just too small. The power of Ryan Terrain.
Holiday parties are always special, and we know how to celebrate our Fox party. The beautiful young woman in the middle is Lisa Hansen, who works our graphics. There was Santa Claus, Alan Slansky, and the Fox rabbi was there.
Where's the parade, Sam? Huh?
Zach Potter with his 3rd catch of the game. He's played a lot because Zach Miller took a blow to the head early in the game and has been out.
You know, we've seen a nice difference here in the second half for the Jaguars, throwing the ball on first down. I think that Dirk Cutter realized, look, let's give David Garrard an opportunity to be successful. The Redskins are stacking the box versus the run, and Garrard was not going to the isolation one-on-one matchups on the outside in the first half. He's done it here in the second.
There's 2nd and 4.
Again.
Quick toss drop by Jason Hill. Simple slant pass that was dropped by Jason Hill brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Jaguars. And again, we have to give credit to what Washington has been doing, playing with guys that were on the practice squad, guys that were out on the street. Darian Scott signed earlier this week.
Yeah, Rob Jackson has made some plays. Jeremy Jarman, number 90, who hasn't played a lot, has made some plays today.
And a great job by defensive coordinator Jim Haslett. There's a big third down play. Garrard swings it out. And Jennings with a good stiff arm picks up a first down. Rashad Jennings with a stiff arm on Phillip Buchanan. And he's got a first down up to the 34-yard line.
Tell you what they do love about Rashad Jennings, and we talked to David Garrard about exactly this. He said the guy's a better receiver than you think. He was targeted 8 times in that game last week against Indianapolis, but if defenses are going to keep 2 deep like they did there, now we've seen a lot of single deep safety by the Redskins. That time they had 2 deep. That guy will kill cover 2 out of the backfield.
Jennings trying to go wide, and he was slowed down. There's a flag on the play. London Fletcher got a piece of him and slowed down that play, and now we get a holding call against the Jaguars. That is going to be their 8th penalty of the game.
Offense, number 89. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Mercedes Lewis, the tight end, called on it.
There he is on Lorenzo Alexander.
He had the left hand holding that right shoulder. I thought he had a hold of that.
Well, he was right on the point
pad.
of attack, right? You know, at the edge of the run. But how much did he really restrict the defender? I don't know.
Mike Sims-Walker in at wide receiver. They split out the fullback, Brock Boland. It's 1st and 20. Redskins showing blitz, and they come with it. Outside of Mike Thomas. And he's brought down at the 31-yard line. Adam Carricker, the defensive end, chased him down.
You got to like this Mike Thomas, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
3rd round pick and out of Arizona.
He's had a real good season. Last week, a return to punt against Indianapolis, 78 yards for a touchdown. Now the Colts will tell you he signaled for a fair catch. He said he was just getting his balance and moved his left arm.
I think it was his rudder. I think he was using it for his balance. Didn't go up over his head.
No. Darian Scott is in on the D-line for the Redskins. Garrard completes it to Mercedes Lewis up to the 35-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10.
Garrard could do that in his sleep, and I'm surprised we don't see more of it out of David Garrard. And I think Indianapolis last week, I think that they stuck with the run game too long. They never really opened up the passing attack. It's been much better here, and almost the same way here in this game. First half, not a lot of throwing, not a lot, especially early, especially on early downs. Now Dirk Cutter has come out here in the second half, and he's had this Redskins defense a little off balance on the early downs throwing it.
Chris Wilson in at linebacker for the Redskins. Blitz coming. Garrard steps up, throws deep, and overthrows Mike Thomas, who was well covered by Phillip Buchanan on the play. So again, the Redskins do a good job on an important play.
Yeah, well, we see good pass protection here from Rashad Jennings because they're going to bring the blitz. Here's Byron Westbrook right there. He's able to get picked up by, Rashad Jennings is able to get over there and pick him up. It's just good coverage. Out on the corner, Garrard had nowhere to throw the football.
Jaguars, 6th punt of the game for Adam Podlesh. It's a good one. Brandon Banks backs up to the 12. Nothing there as he's brought down after a short return at the 16-yard line. 53-yard punt, and a late flag just came in. Looked like the entire play was over. And the side judge telling Jerome Boger what happened.
Some type of a taunt possibly here.
Another play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Receiving team, number 16. Throwing the football at the opponent. Half the distance to the goal. Timeout.
Bad play there by Brandon Banks. Banks talked to by the special teams coach. Got up, threw the ball, hit his opposing player, got penalized. Crowd is into it as the Redskins start from the 9. Terrain taking it wide, gets up to the 12-yard line. You look at the crowd that has really been behind the Jaguars this season. The Jaguars are 5-2 at home, but over a year ago, this franchise looked to be in some trouble. Crowds weren't there. They have reunited. There's been a rededication on the part of the Jaguars. The ownership and the fans have been attracted. They give a lot of credit to Tony Baselli.
Absolutely. Tony was everywhere in the offseason, out there marketing and recruiting fans to get out here. It's their 9th consecutive sellout back to the final home game of last year.
On second down, Williams taking it around the corner. That's a first down for the Redskins. St. Louis Rams in a big one for the NFC West. Here's Kurt Menefee with the update.
Yeah, if the Rams win out, they win the division. Sam Bradford hooks up with Denario Alexander in what looked to be a touchdown, but he stepped out of bounds at the 3-yard line. No worry, they scored the very next play, and they lead the 49ers 22-14. If St. Louis holds on today and beats Seattle next week, not only do they finish at 500, but they win the West. Sam and Tim.
And we get a home playoff game.
Did we see a deep ball by St. Louis?
Sam Bradford.
All right. Trent Williams, the future, out there at left tackle, just had a great block, springing Torain around the edge.
Keelan Williams takes the pitch, led by Stephon Heyer, but a great tackle on the play. Russell Allen, who got getting a chance to start with Justin Durant out, made a terrific tackle, slicing through.
This guy, they loved him. Here he is, number 50, as a free agent coming out of San Diego State last year because he made a gazillion plays in college.
How many?
Gazillion. You see him defeat Anthony Armstrong to enter the offensive tackle. That guy had 375 tackles in college, was a playmaker everywhere, and has made some plays out here for Justin Durant.
Quick outside. Santana Moss up to the 29-yard line. Brought down by Kirk Morrison. Santana Moss, his 5th catch of the game. That ties a career high, 84 in a season.
And look at the help he's going to get from his left tackle on the kickout block right here. Trent Williams. Just talked about him on the big running play 2 plays ago. There you get a good illustration of the athleticism. And really why I think Bruce Allen drafted him ahead of Russell Okung in the draft. That guy's ability to move in space.
Larry Hardin at defensive end for the Jaguars. On 3rd and 4. Grossman throws it away. He threw it high, but he threw it in the neighborhood of a receiver, so there's no intentional grounding. But nobody came open. He spanned the entire field. He scanned from right to left. Nobody was open. Good job by the Jaguars.
Yeah, here's where you need your special teams unit to step up. Has not been a great day by the Jags. This is where they've really excelled all year. Short special teams.
Short punt by Bolescu. Rolls to a stop at the 31-yard line. So no return. But time is growing short on the Jaguars. They are down by 7. They need a win. Baltimore Ravens 20-10 winners in Cleveland today. They're 11-4. They have clinched a spot in the playoffs. Congratulations to John Harbaugh and the Ravens. They are in. 2 tight ends for the Jaguars.
Garrard's got to show his 4th quarter magic here now. Let's go.
Off the play fake. Rolling. Nobody open. And chased out of bounds by Andre Carter.
And part of David Garrard's issues today have been Phillip Buchanan, who has played lights out. Watch Phillip right here in run support. Year number 9, having to play more today. Trail coverage as he sinks back to the number 2 receiver and gets a bat down. Now he's in man-to-man on Mike Thomas. He's all over it. There's no chance. I mean, this guy who has been a starter for most of his career, really relegated to the sub-package duty, but with Carlos Rogers going down and getting hurt today with a calf, Buchanan has played a big role, Sam.
Garrard throws outside, missed connection. Jason Hill was down the field about 3 yards, and Garrard threw it outside. So now you hear the restlessness in the crowd, as the Jaguars have never gotten their game together, with the exception of one good touchdown drive where they went 5 for 6 passing, connected with Mike Thomas. That's been it.
Look, their numbers will look okay. You just saw David's numbers look fine. He's going to look good on third down. The heart and soul of this team isn't out there, and it's Maurice Jones-Drew. There is no question about it.
You are right about that.
Their run game has stalled.
Redskins rush 4. Jackson almost got there. He did. He got a piece of Garrard. Rob Jackson signed this week off the practice squad, getting a chance to play, and he's had an impact in this game. He's had a sack, and he breaks up this play.
And he's going to go right around the left tackle right here, Eugene Monroe. Big deep set though by Eugene Monroe. You got to know that's a 5-step drop by your quarterback. You got to set harder inside and force the smaller player, that being Rob Jackson, to the outside.
7th punt of the game. Jackson was drafted as a defensive lineman out of college. They've converted him into a linebacker. Podley, good punt. High kick. Banks lets it bounce, and it rolls out of bounds at around the 20. Christmas weekend, Christmas Day, it's always been some excitement. We take you back to 1971, Miami at Kansas City. Ed Podolak had 350 total yards. Touchdown pass to Marv Fleming for Miami. And there's Gary Yepremian. Love the mutton chops. And his field goal gave Miami a double overtime win over Kansas City. Longest game in NFL history. On Christmas weekend, Santa getting a chance to watch the game today.
Love that shot of Garrow getting his eyes cleared up.
Oh, man. Ryan Terrain up to the 21-yard line. Now the clock becomes a factor.
3 timeouts here for the Jags. You see there's one Christmas, two Christmas,
There's your Christmas lights.
Yeah.
You had those on your tree.
What we need is like the little star up here.
Ah, that's right.
Oh, it's snowing. Never mind. Yeah, it's snowing up there.
Mike Shanahan, his team has done a terrific job, undermanned.
You kidding me? Defense gives up 10 points with half of them out.
Short drop by Grossman off the safety blitz from Courtney Green. Forced that pass to go wide. Courtney Green's been a good story for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Started Rutgers University, real close friends with Ray Rice. They went to high school together, New Rochelle High School.
Yep.
They were going to go to Syracuse University, but Paul Pasqualoni got fired. Then they turned around, went to Rutgers, and they turned around that program. He's an important part of their secondary.
Well, he needs to be an important part of that defense. It's got to get a turnover right here.
That's one thing they haven't done much of all season.
They could really use one right now.
Delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
There's a lot of motion and shifting, and Grossman never got the playoff in time.
Yeah, what was 3rd and hard at 3rd and 8 is almost, and now it's 3rd and brutal at 3rd and 13.
Have to get to the 29 for a first down.
Rex said he liked his matchup with Anthony Armstrong in this game. Have not seen a lot out of number 13.
Grossman waiting, nobody comes open. Now he throws, and there's the pass to Armstrong, but he's short of the first down. He's a yard short.
That's a young mistake by a young player there. And he's a 27-year-old rookie when you talk about Anthony Armstrong, but you got to get your body past the first down line.
So Mike Shanahan would have preferred to taken more time off the clock, but they were unable to convert. And Sam Valescu comes out for the punt. Thomas at the 37. Swinging wide. Here's a good return for Mike Thomas. And he's brought down at the Redskins' 43-yard line. Darrell Young, the backup fullback, takes him down after a 21-yard return by Mike Thomas. And the Jaguars have good field position. Coming up after our game, Game 2 of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, America's Game of the Week. Most of you will see the Giants and the Green Bay Packers. Some of you will see Seattle and Tampa Bay. Giants need a win to get into the playoffs. Packers need a win to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Now the Jaguars from the 42 of the Redskins. Jennings. And he is brought down as he got to the 40-yard line. Once again, good work up front by the Redskins. Anthony Bryant, the nose tackle, leading the way.
It has not been a big day for Rashad Jennings, clearly. And we know the Jags, and all the numbers look okay with the exception of the running game. And that's a big reason, Sam, they've only got 10 points in this game. You can throw all 57 minutes right out of this game if you're Rashad Jennings by making a big-time play right now for your offense.
Gerard throws, and it's caught by Jason Hill. Great grab down at the 20-yard line. That was a good throw by David Gerard. They picked up 20 on the play. Buchanan covered on the play.
Look at the ball location. A little higher than you'd like it if you're the receiver, because the defender had an opportunity to go get it. But you see Jason Hill, and they like his explosiveness and power, able to hold on to it. Anthony Bryant, as you see there, Sam, down on the field.
Yeah, that's another injury for the Redskins. Bryant under his own power, but hurting, obviously. And there is Joe Joseph, who yesterday was signed off the practice squad to join the team.
And it's even tougher than that. He wasn't even on this practice squad until a couple of weeks ago.
Right. He was signed out of college as a free agent by Tennessee, went to camp with them. The Giants signed him for a while. Here he is making his NFL debut.
It's going through the head of Jim Haslett.
Wow. First down, Jaguars. Off the play fake, Gerard has time. He throws, incomplete, intended for Jason Hill. Philip Buchanan covering on the play.
Pretty good defensive pressure all day, and it's been patchwork. You think of all the injuries. There's Andre Carter with some good pressure. London Fletcher with some good pressure. Now you're going to see Rob Jackson. He brings the heat. Andre Carter and Jeremy Jarman on the heat there, and Adam Carricker. There's Jarman there. London Fletcher with the sack here. I mean, incredible. 4 sacks in this game by the Redskins.
Here's 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. Quarterback draw, Gerard. Inside the 10, he's going in. Touchdown! Fifth rushing touchdown of the season for David Gerard. Most ever by a Jaguars quarterback, and it caught the Redskins by surprise.
That is a great call from either Dirk Cutter in the booth, the offensive coordinator, or David Gerard and his recognition at the line of scrimmage. And the execution was even better. London Fletcher, all the guys, the linebackers lined up to the outside. Gerard saw it. Quarterback draw the whole way. This is exactly why this play worked, and I'm going to show you. There's London Fletcher and Rob Jackson right there. Now you've got a safety who's really a corner in the box. Look at that. I mean, you got Rocky McIntosh has got to stop this play. Not to mention Joe Joseph is in the game. He's the one in coverage who's dropping back. Nice block by Meester. That is just outstanding recognition and, more importantly, execution from David Gerard.
And for the second time in the game, the Jaguars have come back to tie. 2:44 remaining. Both teams have their full complement of timeouts. For Jack Del Rio and the Jaguars, it has been uphill the entire game. They fell behind early. Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator for the Redskins, getting his guys pumped up for a return. Rex Grossman along the sideline. David Garrard making the big play. And Brandon Banks getting set for the return. Josh Scobie to kick it off.
Let's remember, Banks started this game, Sam, the opening drive with a big return, right? To start the game.
Scobie's kick. Banks from the 10. Trying to go wide. And he's covered well. Montel Owens, one of the top special teams players, made the tackle at the 23. Now let's see what the Redskins can do offensively.
And you got a full complement of timeouts, and you got the 2-minute that will stop the clock as well. Plenty of time for the Redskins.
Second half, the Redskins have punted 4 times and had 1 touchdown.
Let's say this, with all their injuries and all their guys that have had to play today, and I know people have talked about the Redskins tanking it for whatever reason, draft pick, whatever you say. To me, it's quite clear they are not tanking anything.
Everybody out. Completion to Cooley. Cooley fights his way up to the 35. That's a Washington first down. It's been a much better second half for Chris Cooley. In the first half, he was guilty of 4 drops.
Well, including a touchdown that nobody was covering him, hit him right in the chest plate.
Keelan Williams in the backfield, 3 wide receivers for the Redskins. Grossman looks and throws wide of Cooley. He was wide open, but Grossman with a bad throw.
Yeah, he never saw Jeremy Mincy dropping off in coverage there.
2-minute warning. Lots of nerves on the part of the Jaguars. Graham Gano is the field goal kicker. See that yellow arrow? That would be the 31-yard line. That would make it a 49-yard field goal. That's his career long. He kicked a 48-yarder earlier in today's game.
Remember, Santana Moss broke their heart several years ago.
Grossman throws short to Cooley. Gets up and is pulled down by Michael Hamlin. Spotted at the 43-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
Jacksonville has had some decent pressure at times today, but they've got no sacks. They have got no sacks in this football game on Rex Grossman. And you look at the Redskins coming in, Mike Shanahan's offense had been sacked 43 times.
Grossman gets time, completes it to Terrence Austin. It's a first down. The rookie out of UCLA, a 7th-round draft pick, making the catch. And I believe that is Terrence Austin's first NFL catch. That pass is incomplete. Intended for Anthony Armstrong. So the Redskins getting new players up and down the line. Terrence Austin, who was playing in his 4th career game, makes his first catch in the NFL.
I think defensively, if you're the Jaguars and Jack Del Rio right now, you know Rex Grossman isn't going to run the football. Play some man under coverage with 2 deep safeties. Make Rex make a great throw, because if you sit back in zone, we know how bright Santana Moss is at reading the zones. He'll just move right down the field to the 32-yard line for a field goal opportunity.
Redskins need about 20 yards for Graham Gano. Everybody out. Santana Moss is hit hard. Courtney Green. That's his game. Moss had it, and then Green popped it loose.
Now, you can play zone if you're going to burst up and hit like this, and Courtney Green saw it the whole way. He just read the eyes of the quarterback. And as soon as Rex got rid of it, to Santana Moss. Courtney Green was ready there for the body rocking shot.
Here comes 3rd and 10 for the Redskins. David Jones has replaced Derek Cox at cornerback for Jacksonville.
Mike Shanahan just called a timeout from the sideline.
So, a timeout called by the Redskins to talk things over on a 3rd and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They need a win and then hope that the Indianapolis Colts will lose in Oakland. The Colts are playing at the Raiders. Then next week, the Jaguars will go to Houston. Always a tough game for them.
The Colts that's right.
will play against Tennessee.
And it's bad weather now for the Jacksonville fans that are hoping for a win here in an Indy loss out on the West Coast. You think of Peyton Manning and that offense. The weather's bad. Now, it could be a quagmire. Cold, wet, windy. They're in the Northern California Bay Area. And then you think of McFadden in the run game. That should be interesting.
Here's 3rd and 10. Pressure on Grossman. Chased by Hart. And Hart's got him. First sack of the game for the Jaguars by the rookie out of Central Arkansas, Larry Hart.
Cooley was wide open. Here comes Hart from over here. Excuse me, from the right side. There he is, right around Trent Williams. Chris Cooley was wide open. But it was that pressure, Sam, to the front side. Rex Grossman could never see it. Cooley was coming out of the backfield. Rex could have thrown him the football, but the rush in his face from Larry Hart blocked his vision point.
First full sack for Larry Hart. He came into the game with half a sack on the season. So the Redskins forced the punt. Big defensive play. 30 seconds remaining in regulation time. Valescu gets it away. Mike Thomas from the 16. No opening there. He's brought down. Terrence Austin was down quickly. Good coverage by the Redskins. 21 seconds remaining in regulation time. The Redskins have played 3 overtime games this season. It could have been a 4th, but remember they missed the extra point.
Right. You got to give a lot of credit to Danny Smith and the Redskins special teams today. We know how good Jacksonville was coming in terms of the special teams, and you think of all the injuries defensively for the Redskins. Well, you know what happens then? All those special teams guys step up and play defense. Now you're counting on special teams guys. You talk about Haslett not knowing guys? Sure, Danny's the same way.
Gerard out of the shotgun. Still has it. And he slides to the 26-yard line. Jaguars being very careful here. They do call a timeout.
They have had a little success with the Hail Mary. Maybe a little long for that.
Hail Mary, week 10. Houston at Jacksonville. Game tied. Last play of the game in regulation time. It's batted down, but Mike Thomas is there to catch it. Look at that. It was 24-24 at the time, and the Jaguars went off a winner. And David Garrard said he'll keep the clips of that game to show his grandchildren.
He said he's thrown it 50 times in his life, and it's the first and only time it's ever worked.
I don't know if he can reach the end zone from here, though. 15 seconds remaining. They hand it off. Jennings gets to the 29. And the Redskins and the Jaguars will go to overtime. Wow.
Yeah, crowd's not happy about it. Didn't even take a shot. Playing for overtime here at home.
Now I have a 15-minute overtime period.
The Jaguars have never led in this game. The Redskins built a 10-0 lead. Jaguars came back to tie it. Redskins took a 17-10 lead. The Jaguars tied it. And now they're going to overtime. So the Jaguars, who need the win and need help from Oakland later today, will get their chance in overtime. The Redskins have played an inspired game. That's all you can say. I mean, they have been undermanned with no names on defense, guys that they brought in off the street from the practice squad, and they've put together a tremendous effort in this game.
There's no question about it. But, and you know, we've talked a lot about their defense. We'll talk about the Jags, too.
The crowd is cheering because they just showed the Raiders scoring a touchdown against the Colts.
All right, Captain, I'm going to explain overtime period to you. We're going to play one 15-minute overtime period. The first team that scores will be declared the winner. At the end of 15 minutes, if neither team has scored, the game will be declared a tie. Each team will get 2 timeouts. All replay challenge will come from the replay booth. Okay? Washington, you again get to call the coin toss for the overtime period. The Jaguar is head and the NFL Shield is tail. As you go ahead and make your selection, Washington has chosen tail. And it's head. You want the ball? This looks like a kick. They turn around. Jacksonville has won the overtime toss and will receive.
Jaguars will get the kickoff to start the overtime. Jaguars and Redskins tied at 17.
Sam Rosen mentioned the Jacksonville crowd cheering because they saw that Jacoby Ford took the opening kickoff against the Colts, 99 yards for a score. Second time he's done that this year on the opening kickoff. Third kickoff return for a touchdown he's had all season long. Just like that, the Raiders are up 7-0 on Indy. And Sam, you were talking about it. If Indy loses and Jacksonville wins out, Jacksonville wins the AFC South.
You've got it. Thanks, Kurt. Weather is a lot better than we thought. Forecast has changed out in Oakland, so they have good weather out there. Here, in a cold day, we go to overtime. Redskins 2-1 in overtime this season. They 1-1 on the road. Short kick. Bounces by. Kareem pulls his way forward across the 10-yard line. A.J. Kareem brought down at the 12.
Here's the touchdowns from regulation of this game. Grossman to Fred Davis. Sam in the back of the end zone early. David Garrard to Mike Thomas. Beating the safeties right down the seam. Now Ryan Terrain right over the top in the face of Don Carey. And then a quarterback draw. Great call and execution from David Garrard. And that tied the game up here in the fourth quarter.
The Jaguars will start from the 11-yard line. Home team has won in overtime 8 times this season in the NFL. And the visiting team has won 10 times. Jennings gets a yard on the play. Check out the statistics through regulation time. And the Jaguars, as Tim had mentioned, had put up good numbers passing. They haven't run the ball all that well.
0-4 when they don't run for 100 yards on the season. That is absolutely key to what they do.
And of course, playing today's game without Maurice Jones-Drew.
David Garrard's going to have to win it, period.
Anthony Bryant back in for Washington at nose tackle. Off the play fake, Garrard goes short to Jennings out of the backfield. And Rashad Jennings is dragged down at the close to the 17-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
There's another guy making a play, Anthony Bryant. Guy who's in his second start in pro football has made some nice plays today. And that's been a big key now here in the second half when you look at the Redskins. Their tackling has been sure. Sam, the first guy there, which is a huge number in the pro game, missed tackles. The first guy there has got to make the tackle. The Redskins done a good job of it here in the second half.
Jags go empty backfield here. Now they shift Jennings back into the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Garrard being rushed. And it's intercepted. The interception by Kevin Barnes gives the Redskins the ball. A huge turnover.
Yeah, and it's the pressure. I want you to watch Rocky McIntosh, 52, coming right up the middle. He and Chris Wilson. That is a terrible throw from David Garrard. Sidearm throw, critical area of the field, critical point in the game, clearly in sudden death overtime. And you sidearm flick it with pressure in your face.
The second-year defensive back out of Maryland, his first career interception. And now the Redskins in position to win the game. Terrain carrying to the 13-yard line. Now what's the game plan here? To set up the field goal?
Here's the interception. Look at the pressure right in Garrard's face, and he just flicks it out there. I mean, Mercedes Lewis has been his go-to guy all year, but you just can't flick it with no vision on where you're throwing the football.
Sellers and Terrain. It's Terrain. Not much as he's pulled down at the 14-yard line. That brings up third down.
You got to just kick it. And why not kick it on third down if there's a bad snap or something?
Grossman has gone to the sideline. And here comes your place kicker, Graham Gano. He's had 2 overtime game winners this season. This one will be from 31 yards out. Long snapper, Nick Sundberg. The holder is Sam Pelescu. And Jacksonville has used the timeout. This is the third down play for Washington. Graham Gano for the win. And the Redskins win it in overtime. The undermanned, injured Washington Redskins have come into Jacksonville and shocked the Jaguars and hurt the Jaguars' playoff hopes.
Yeah, you have got to be so proud of the Redskins if you're a Redskin fan. The way they came in and played this game with effort, with backups, pretty incredible effort on both sides of the ball.
Don't forget, we have game 2 of our doubleheader coming up next.